Hey guys, Jovan here from Interface, and I want to introduce you guys to a new product we built called OpenWebSearch, which is a gateway that brings together all web indexes into one place and routes them to the provider of your choice. So providers like Exa, Perplexity, Parallel, and a bunch of others. Basically, we think web search and web indexes are becoming a commodity in the market. We see so many companies coming out with different sets of proprietary data and building a web index or a mini Google of sorts for us to integrate into our agents or into our infrastructure. Different search providers have different strengths, some better than others, some strong with people search, some are stronger when it comes to news and articles, some are stronger with finance and research, and different providers have different strengths. The thing is, it's really messy to have all of these providers in different structures and integrating and maintaining billing contracts and different structure that they produce. So what we've managed to do is we integrated all of them into a single place, standardize the output structure and the input structure. So it's easy for you to just integrate one API and you get access to all web indexes and you can just use anyone that you think makes sense based on cost, performance, and quality of data. So to get started, it's pretty simple. You can even try it on the landing page right here. So for example, we have Perplexity set up over here. You can pick up and will basically run that query for you. You can even just change the provider over here, run the query again, and you can see the different types of results you might get. You can try, for example, doing people search over here, and you can just run it on different providers. You can see some providers take longer than others, and some are faster, but the kind of quality of data you get is also different. So let's run it. Let's run this, for example. When you look at the JSON structure of it, it's pretty consistent across the board. So you can see that all the data has been pulled out and kept in a consistent structure. You also get your usage of how much was used to process that result and extract all the links for you. So for example, over here, if I change it to Exa and I run the same query, you'll see the structure basically stays the same, even if the URLs and the data changes under the hood. So this is how it looks like. So let me change the query and you'll see that the structure basically stayed the same, but the results have changed across different queries. So it's very easy to get started. There's multiple ways. If you want to use it in your current coding agents, you can just click one of these buttons and you can use a skill to get started, as simple as that. And it just automatically integrates for you. The best way to actually use this is also through the API. So it's one API key and you get access to everything else. So when you sign in, you can see your usage and how much you have spent on each provider broken down by the provider. And all you have to do is go to your API key, copy your API key, and you're good to go. You can pass this to an agent to integrate it for you, or write a simple fetch statement to the URL over here and pick the provider and the query, and you're good to go. All parameters have been standardized across the board, but you can also pass in provider options that's unique to a specific provider. So for example, if you go to, let's say, Exa, and they have unique parameters that are only unique to Exa, you can also pass on those parameters, which will be passed on to Exa in your results. Whatever the provider charges will be automatically minus from your centralized credits. So we will just follow through the same pricing structure that is provided on their individual pages across the board. And it's that simple. We're adding more providers. There's still a few providers that we have not integrated yet. And we're going to be adding more niche providers, for example, like Context 7, which is specific to coding and GitHub. And we're going to be adding that as well into the product. What we also want to do as an interesting part of the roadmap is that we will start learning which provider does better for specific industries. For example, if people search is great with XR, and if financial search is great with value, what we'll start providing is a option called auto, where it will automatically route to the right provider based on the kind of web search that is coming in. And so that's something that's interesting that you can even explore that's coming very soon. Another thing that you might want to explore is extraction. The thing is, web search and web indexes are great on discovering the URL and providing you and ranking the right URLs and also giving you the snippet of that content. But a lot of the times, there are websites that are very difficult to scrape. For example, LinkedIn and government sites. So extracting the content from those sites are not as easy as just a fetch statement. This is where you'd use a product like Interface, which uses AI to automatically bypass all bots and checks to extract the content of that website for you, no matter how difficult it is to get it out. So this is where you can link in interface along with OpenWebSearch to extract any content from any of the URLs that you have access to. All the pricing has been placed out here and it's fully transparent. So what's great about this is that these pricings get updated automatically. And we test this every day. So for example, if Perplexity prices increase, this will automatically increase. If it decreases, it'll automatically decrease as well, and it'll be showcased over here. A lot of the pricings are not static. For example, Exa, the more results you ask per request, they charge individually beyond 10 results. So that's a good example of where cost can shoot up per request. So you can even do fallback. So you can put a cheaper provider in your fallback results over here in the parameter fallback. And if that provider goes down, you can fall back to another provider based on cost and performance as well. So that's just few ways to get some of the benefits of OpenSearch. So if you guys got any other suggestions and ideas on how we can make this better, please reach out, please join our Discord, tell me how we can make it better, or DM me on X, or just post something on X and then we're happy to take a look and see how we can make it better. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Cheers.